Now that we're in tune, it's time to get our bodies ready to play. Playing with proper posture and technique will not only make it easier to develop your skills in the bass guitar, but it will help prevent injuries. Repetitive stress injuries associated with playing an instrument are no joke and can shorten what could otherwise be a long and happy career as a bass player. A little bit of practice and attention to detail in the early stages of your development can go a long way to mitigating these kinds of injuries. So, first things first, we're going to sit in a chair, preferably without arms, with our feet planted on the floor and our back straight. Proper posture is important for many reasons, not least of which is comfort while playing. When we pick up our instrument, we are going to want to set it on our lap at a 45-degree angle. What I mean by this is that we're going to rest it so that the neck is pointing halfway between directly out in front of us and directly off to the side. This will help reduce strain on our hands, wrists, and shoulders while playing. Our right hand is going to lay over the bass like this so that we can pluck the strings. We're going to want to raise our forearm just a bit so that the angle of our right wrist isn't so extreme. This is, once again, for injury prevention, but it will also improve stamina and dexterity in your right hand. Our left hand is going to come up from underneath the neck so that our fingers rest lightly on the strings at first. You're going to want to make sure your wrist is completely straight. Having it on extreme angles like this is a common cause of injury, so getting in the habit of straightening your wrist early will pay off in the future. If you're having difficulty with this, try pointing your thumb towards the headstock like this. That will usually cause the rest of the hand to fall into place properly. When we go to play a note that isn't an open string, we'll press down on the string immediately behind the fret. This gives us a more focused, in tune, and stable sounding note. There's also less risk of buzzing. Speaking of buzzing, most fretted instruments will have some rattle, which is normal. However, if you're hearing buzz through your amplifier or the buzz is causing the note to not ring out properly, gently increase the pressure on the string. If the buzz or rattle is still there, this may be an indication that a guitar technician needs to look at your bass. If you are going to stand and play, you're probably wondering what the proper length of your strap should be. My philosophy is that the bass should sit in the same position relative to the rest of your body, whether you're sitting or standing. So when I put the strap on while sitting, I can stand up and have both arms and hands stay in the same position on the instrument, with my wrists at the same angles. Wearing your bass higher or lower than this increases the strain on your hands and wrists, again, increasing the chance of injury. So when I put on the strap while sitting, I can stand up and have both arms and hands stay in the same position on the instrument, with my wrists still at the same angles. Wearing your bass higher or lower than this can increase the strain on your hands and wrists, again, increasing the chance of injury. When we pluck a note with our right hand, we want our finger to pluck through the string and come to rest on the next string up. If you're playing the low E string, your finger will come to rest on your thumb, which itself usually rests on the pickup. Most bass players employ a technique called alternate picking. This means that we alternate using our index and middle fingers to attack the string. As our fingers reach for the higher pitched strings, the rest of our hand comes with us, which allows us to avoid awkward stretches. Finally, there's the matter of which fingers play which frets. Some players stick to a one finger per fret technique. This is okay, but not all of us have hands and fingers large enough to do this comfortably in the low register of the bass. This is more feasible up in the higher register of the instrument, where the frets are closer together. But down here, where most of us spend most of our time, I like to use a 4 fingers, 3 frets technique. The index finger takes the lowest note, the middle takes the next note up, sometimes supported by the ring finger, and the ring and pinky fingers play the next highest note. If you want to try to use the 1 finger per fret method, go right ahead. Just make sure you're not stretching your fingers too much, and by all means, use the 4/3 technique if you have to. So there you have it, some basic technique to get you started. Remember not to push yourself too hard and listen to your body. If you feel discomfort or pain from playing anywhere, stop immediately and take a break. With that out of the way, it's time to learn some songs.